Hey everybody, welcome back to another video from Breezy Organization. It's Saturday, which means it is release day, and release today is for pals. So if you have a planner pal, especially the new portrait or landscape version, definitely stick around because that is what we are releasing today. And you'll again find all these links down below and on our Etsy shop. So if you're new here to the channel, we talk about all things digital planning and productivity. I personally use my iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil, but this will work across many different devices. I highly recommend you try before you buy, so you can head on over to breezyorganization.com, download a free notes planner and stickers to see if this will work on your device and see if this is something that you could benefit from. So let's go ahead and get into our releases for today. We've got Planner Pal releases for today because it has been a few weeks and I know several of you guys have purchased our new portrait and landscape Planner Pals, and you guys are wanting some new goodies to put inside of those. So we have a new release for you guys today with that. If you do not know what the Planner Pal is, it is this beauty right over here. It has tons of tabs, and then you can purchase separate pals to go in between these tabs and keep you all organized, and it's super customizable because you only buy what you need and put in it what you need. This is our original Planner Pal. It is split screen to be made to be open side by side, but lots and lots of our customers needed it to be full screen because they wanted to use the Planner Pal for even more ways. So in the last few weeks, we've come out with a portrait Planner Pal and a landscape Planner Pal, and those look like this. Here is what our landscape Planner Pal looks like, and then we have a portrait version as well. So one of the things that we always like to offer with our products is tons of customizable options. So today we are offering Planner Pal covers for portrait and landscape. Now if you already have the split screen, or if you don't have the split screen Planner Pal, we already have covers that are available in the shop for those, but today we are releasing Planner Pal covers for portrait and landscape. So let me show you the one that I am going to be using currently on my Planner Pal portrait, because that is the version that I'm going to go with. I will be using the Planner Pal portrait along with the split screen Planner Pal for a few different reasons, and I'll get into those more whenever I do my video on how I'm planning for 2024. But here is one of our Planner Pal covers. I absolutely love the muted colors. It is just a beautiful muted color palette for these Planner Pals. These are planner covers that you're just going to place right on top of the previous layout that you have on your Planner Pal. So this is how your Planner Pal comes. And what you're going to do is, let me just delete this. What you're going to do is you're going to grab the lasso tool. Make sure you have text boxes and images checked so you can grab your icons and your text. You're going to copy this and then delete it, or you could just cut. So let's delete that. And then what I want to do is copy over my covers. Do not import these inside of GoodNotes. You're going to drag and drop them from files. So you can either hit the image icon and then hit insert from and go find that exact folder cover, or you can do split screens. So I'm going to pull up from the bottom and I'm going to hold my file icon and drag it over here to the side. But we have 7 different options for landscape and for portrait. So they both come with the same options, so just depending on which one you need. So here's our options. We've got this really fun one. I love the bright colors in this one. This will work pretty much all season long, I think. It's got beautiful pinks and navies and greens, kind of different color palettes than what we usually offer here at Breezy Organization. This is a great ocean, breezy, vacation, summer. I love this color palette. It's very pretty. It's got your oranges and blues and some tans in there. So definitely it really reminds me of the ocean. And then this is a bright colored one. This is one of my favorites. This is the one that I use in my split screen. So these are all of your bright, bold colors for summer and year round. I just love bright, bold colors. And so this was the one that I'm using in the split screen, and I'm just using it year round. And then here's just a more muted one. So you got your blue, your creams, your tans, your browns in this one. And then this one we traded out with a little bit more woodsy. So you got that darker brown copper color in that one. And then you have the one that I'm currently using over here, which is a very muted color. So we've got several options for you. We've got boho and muted in spring and summer, ones that can be used year round. So 7 different options for portrait and 7 different options for landscape. And then how you're going to use these. You can't drag them over when they're full screen. So you're going to look at them whenever they're in a smaller screen here, and you're going to pick out which design you like. And then you're just going to hold and drag over. And then what you're going to do is just size them right on top of the previous one. So whenever you resize in GoodNotes, it brings out the size. It'll make it bigger on the top and bottom. So I like putting something right in the center of what I'm wanting to cover up, and then just pull and it'll kind of cover up on all angles. And then of course you may have to readjust here. So it looks like it needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay, and then that looks like that's just about perfect there. Now, I will say on the landscape and on the portrait one, you've got to do duplicate. So you've got 2 rows here on portrait and you've got 3 rows on landscape. So I'm going to show you something in just a minute on landscape. What we need to do is paste in what we copied before to put our text right back on the right labels. So I'm going to hold down and hit paste, and then I can just put these labels right back on top where they go, and you're done. Super easy to add those covers on. And then whenever you're doing the landscape, say we want to use these colors here for landscape, I'm going to drag these over, and like I said, go ahead and copy and paste your text and images if you already have them on there. But once you get these set exactly where you want it, you can hold down and duplicate it, but that's not going to keep the same size. If you hit the lasso button and then copy and paste, it will actually keep the exact same size, so you know that they're all sized exactly the same. So then it's super easy to just copy and paste and cover up. And then you've got a brand new design for your planner pal, all in brand new colors. So super fun and really easy to make it customizable and exactly what you want it to be. So that is how you're going to use the planner covers. Like I said, 7 different color options for landscape and portrait users. And then of course you've got your original one that you came with. So 8 different options there to make your planner pal customizable and exactly how you want it. But that's not all. We also have another release for you guys today. So our second release for you guys today is the Organizerpal. So the Organizerpal we released in the split screen version of our pal, and y'all love it. And this has been one of the most requested ones to make in the fuller big screen. Now, so far with our full screen planners, we're slowly catching up with all the split screen ones that we have out, and then we're going to be releasing new ones across the board. But so far we have a books one where you can keep track of all of the books that you're reading. I just imported a fresh one in here to start off my new year. And then we have a recipes one, and I have my recipes in here where you can click. You have all of your recipes. And then we have a notebook one. I use this one quite a bit. I keep just different notes that I have about different things that I am working on. This is just a general notebook. And then we have our Christmas one, which I am working on finishing up for this season. And then we have the Organizerpal. So this is one that's been very highly requested. This is very similar to the Pinterest planner we have on our shop. This is one of my most used planners since I started digital planning several years ago. So basically, I just like to have a brain dump place and that has folders. So let me show you how I use Organizerpal. I'm a visual person and I love to see pictures. So you get 30 different photo frames where you can put a photo and a label. And then whenever you click on these, it's going to take you to a blank page. So like if I click on Dream House, I've got different ideas that I want for the house, either decor, how I want the layout, if we ever build, so on. And I got 4 pages here. So if I click on one, it's going to take me back to one. I can click on wish list. These are some things that I'm looking at that I'm wanting for Christmas. My husband knows where to find my wish list. I go back to one, and I got podcasts that I am wanting to listen to. So instead of going to the podcast app and finding all the podcasts and adding them in, say I'm scrolling through Facebook and somebody recommends a podcast. I don't have time to go and add that into my podcast real quick, but I hate having a million screenshots on my phone and I don't know how to organize them. I click on podcast and then I will just add in that screenshot there until I have time to file it away. And sometimes I never have time to file it away, and that's okay because I know that I can search here first, right? These are just very, very important things that I think that I definitely will use, inspiration that I find, all of that kind of stuff. And until I have time to put it in exactly the right folder that it needs to go into, it needs a holding place. And that is what my Organizerpal is. It is my external brain. And once I get it into the right file folders that go into my planner pal where it will permanently live, this is where I dump everything, but it's an organized dump, if that makes sense. So that's what the Organizerpal is. Like I said, you got 4 different tabs for the portrait version that has 30 different folder photo spots. So what I am actually thinking about doing is maybe on tab 2 will be all of my house. So on tab 2, I may have living, dining, living room, kitchen, master, guest, and have pictures for each one and maybe decor that I want to do for each room. And then down here at the bottom, I may have like spring, summer, fall, winter, and I can see decor ideas for each season. So I know everybody in our community just takes these pals and different ideas and you all run with them. You all think of so many different ways to use them. And that's basically almost what the Organizer Pal is. It is such a blank canvas of different things that you can use it for. So another idea that I thought about having is making one of these a whole travel one and having a different photo frame for each spot that I may want to visit or that I'm gathering information on. There's lots and lots of different ways you can use these. I will definitely be using a whole page for Breezy Organization because I have stickers, I have inserts, I have widgets, and I can name that for each one of customers that are recommending stuff. So for my work, that's how I'm going to use it. I'm going to use one of these tabs to be work ones, and then I'll probably have one to be a general. So I'll have a house tab, maybe a travel tab, and a Breezy Organization tab, and then like maybe my first tab will be other things that are just one-offs. I don't need folders, a bunch of folders for them. Hopefully that makes sense. Like I said, this is one of my most used ones. But here is what our landscape one looks like. I didn't fill this one out because this is not the design that I'm going with. I'm not going landscape, I'm going portrait. So on this one, you get 4 different tabs, and then you get 18 different photo frames here on each of those pages to organize. So you still get quite a few in this one, but not quite as many as with the portrait, and that's just due to size, layout, and what works. So I really, really like this, and I may use the Organizerpal portrait for different things that I would use a split screen. I am using the split screen planner pal as well, but it's going to be stuff that I need on the go with me. And this will be more stuff that I am just organizing and that I need full screen at home. Now, I will say that I do love the portrait because you can do full screen side by side with your portrait planner, especially if you have the 12:9 if you have the 12.9 iPad. So the portrait organizer will work over here, and I'm going to add that in and show you how to do that. And then I've got my calendar up side by side. So I do love having that portrait option. So I think I'm going to put my organizer underneath this next tab here. So what I'm going to do is turn images off so I won't grab that background. And then I'm going to copy this and paste it on this next line. I'm going to change this out to say organizer. Okay, I'm going to put organizer on here, and then I'm going to add my icon. So I'm going to hit insert from. Okay, so I'm going to hit icons, and I think I have a notes 2. I'm going to use this for the notes 2 for right now, and I think I'm going to make some more icons because I need some more icons. So I'm going to use the notes 2 for right now on that one because I haven't used that one yet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on organizer. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to hit this plus icon, and then you are going to import. And then you are going to go find that file, and then you're going to click on the Planner Pal Organizer and click on it, and it's going to import it right behind that tab that I'm on. Now, since I've already imported the Pal and I've already got a lot of stuff in the Pal, I'm going to actually import it from within GoodNotes. So if you move it to the Planner Pal, it's going to put it at the end of the document. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export it, and I'm going to export it as a GoodNotes file because it's not very big. And then so I'm going to export it and save it underneath documents as a GoodNotes file. And then I'm going to import it the same way you would import it. So I'm going to hit import from, go to documents, and you can see that it's right here, and I'm going to hit open, and that's going to import it right behind the tab that I want it to be on. So here I've scrolled over and it's right there. That means when I go back to 1 and I slide over, I should be in my Planner Pal, which I am, and then I'm set up, I'm ready to go. So that was a little workaround. I thought I could import it directly from GoodNotes, and if you know how to do that, definitely leave that in the comments down below. But the only way that I can see that I can import it right into a specific place in my Planner Pal is if I export it as a GoodNotes document and then re-import it. If not, it's going to just put it at the end of the document, which you can highlight and move. But if it's a bunch of pages, sometimes that can be a hassle. I knew this wasn't very big, so it wouldn't take very long to export it as a GoodNotes file and then re-import it here. Now I am going to just copy organizer instead of retyping it. I'm going to click on this and then paste, and you're not going to be able to see it because it is white, but I can change the color here to black. So I'm going to put organizer there, and then now whenever I slide over, there's my Organizerpal. So that is how the PAL system works. And then whenever I am doing split screen, I'll have the option of picking any of these planners instead of going back out. I'm still in split screen. I can look up anything. I can look up something in my notebook and then figure that out, and then go back to my planner pal and then say I need to check something in my organizer and see what else I wanted for Christmas. And then I have that side by side. So that's what's so nice about the planner pal, is you don't have to keep going back and forth. You can basically access any of your files over here while still having your calendar open over here. So that is a look at our brand new Organizerpal portrait and our Organizerpal landscape. I will do another video in the future of showing the different ways I'm using it going into 2024, and we may take a peek back at how I've used the Pinterest pal and stuff in the past as well. So I think that might be fun to go back and look through. So those are our releases here today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. I definitely read all of those comments, and I appreciate everyone that stuck around to watch this video and that's here every single week. I really, really appreciate you all. If you need more inspiration, there's tons of videos here on YouTube. We're on Instagram, and we have a thriving group on Facebook, Breezy O Family Group, that shares tons of inspiration on how they use their Breezy organization products. It is a very, very active group, and we would love to have you join us over there. And I will catch you on the next one. Until then, happy planning.